how much culpability does Kyle share in this injury?
An injury?
Well, I mean, running the ball all the time.
He sent him into the wall, like he sent him to the wolves. I've been reading about that. I look, it's football, and running quarterbacks out of the huddle is dangerous. And you remember last year when Trey played, I think it was against the Cardinals. I think he ran him 13 times out of the huddle. I mean, we all kind of like, really? Is that what we're doing? And I got it. At some level, you want to believe that we're putting Trey in the best spot to be successful. And running him is certainly, we saw last year, was going to be in the cards. And so I worry that Trey, like, there's guys that can run because they understand how to get down and get out of trouble, and there's guys that don't. And because Trey has so little history that we can draw on, everything's new knowledge, right? Is maybe Trey not that guy to be calling quarterbacks runs out of the huddle? He might not be that we thought he was, but maybe not. And so when I said he was awesomely raw a year ago, the awesome part needs to come out, and we're going to learn. Remember, I told you we're going to learn as we watch, and I feel terrible for Trey. I feel terrible that now he'll get back full strength by the end of the season, it looks like, which is great news. But then he's in year 3. I think there's a lot of there remains tons of questions because we all have them, and he has to go prove it out to us all. But as far as Kyle culpability for an injury, that's Tom, I got to be honest with you, that's kind of a goofball question. Because now, if you said if you run a quarterback, you're culpable for it. When we believe that he was that guy, we believe that he was somebody that I ran a lot of quarterback runs. I mean, they had 3 or 4 called runs that I ran throughout the years. So they believed I could do it, and so that's okay. And I believe that they believe that Trey could do that. And so if that's putting Trey at too much risk, hey, look, quarterback runs for Tom Brady, that would be culpable. Right? That would be
right,
a problem, right? That'd be, what are you doing? But a quarterback run for Trey Lance, that's part of the deal, isn't it? So,
yeah.
And he got hurt, and I hate that. But my point is, maybe going forward, when Trey gets back on the field, that's not necessarily, now we realize it might not be the thing that he really is comfortable doing, because we're all finding this out. I don't have a lot of tape on him running quarterback runs in college and high school, really. So that's what's hard. But I think that was part of the deal we made with Trey, is that we believed he was a guy that could do that. And so he makes the call and he gets hurt. So the idea that I don't know. I'm not much for that one.
No, I agree with you. Let me see you think of this, because my thoughts were Jimmy might be better for this team right now, but they were going to let Trey use all his assets, feet and arm, and if he grew like they'd hoped he would grow, then he could use more of his arm and throw more from the pocket and do whatever he wanted him to do, scramble, get out of trouble, and then still deliver the ball down the field. But he wasn't there yet. But he was going to let him be the quarterback of this team. And I made the point that it's not the Jets or the Jaguars of last year, where the goal is development. That is simply the goal, is develop your quarterback and get him better. This was about developing him, yes, but you have a chance to win a Super Bowl. So you're accountable to all the guys on the team. You can't just tell everybody, hey, winning's on the back burner this year. If we win, that's great, but our number one goal is to develop this kid. So he was going to use every asset that Trey gave him to win football games, and that was one of the assets that he saw, was his ability to run. Again, it's unfortunate, we all feel terrible, but when you're trying to win football games, you have a chance to win a Super Bowl. Don't you owe it to just everybody on the team that as a coach you're going to do whatever you can to make that outcome come true every Sunday?
I don't want to be. I would not be in the huddle when they're calling 13 quarterback runs like last year against the Cardinals. It's not how I would have wanted to roll. But to have it as a weapon, I think that's part of the deal that we talked about.